Hi everyone, welcome to today's video by VBES Inglese per Italiani. This video is for intermediate learners, so B1 or B2 learners in English, and today's topic is common expressions that you need when you are in a restaurant. Obviously this is a very common situation to be in and is useful to be able to know what to say in various situations when you are dining out. Okay, so the vocabulary and the phrases are divided into two types. One of them is things that you would say as a customer in a restaurant, and I will also give you some common answers that you might hear. And then the other section is what you may hear from the staff in a restaurant. So it may be from the maitre d', it may be from the waiter or the waitress that's assigned to you. And then common answers that you may need to give to these expressions. Before we start, don't forget to download the worksheet, which is free, of course, as usual, and is accessible from the link in the first comment underneath this YouTube video. So now let's begin with expressions that a customer of a restaurant might need to use. And the first one is, can I have a table for two, please? Which is, posso avere un tavolo per due, per favore? And a common response might be, of course, right this way. So in this case, the waiter or the manager of the restaurant is directing you to the table. The second expression on today's list is, I'd like to make a reservation. Normally we would say, I'd like to make a reservation, please. Vorrei fare una prenotazione. And the common response would be, certainly, for what time and date? Then we may ask, could we see the menu, please? Potremmo avere il menù, per favore? And the common response in English might be, of course, here you are. Then we might ask the waiter or the waitress, what do you recommend? Cosa consiglia? And the common response may be, I'd recommend the pasta, it's our speciality. And then when we're ordering the food, we might say, I'll have the grilled chicken, please. Which means, prendo il pollo alla griglia, per favore. And a common response might be, excellent choice. And to drink? And here the waiter or waitress is asking you what you would like to drink. Then a very important question, if you have a nut allergy, would be, does this dish contain nuts? Which means, questo piatto contiene frutta secca? And the common response would be either, no it doesn't, or yes it does. Of course, we make our judgment whether to order it based on that. And the next one would be, at the end of the meal, could I have the bill, please? Potrei avere il conto, per favore? And a common response would be, of course, I'll bring it right away. It's like subito. Then we might ask, is service included? Which means il servizio è incluso. And then a common response would be either yes it is or no it isn't. And then, could we have some more water, please? Potremmo avere ancora dell'acqua, per favore? And then the common response would be, certainly, I'll bring it straight away. And then the final common expression of a customer in a restaurant of today is, we'd like to pay separately, please. And the equivalent in Italian, vorremmo pagare separatamente, per favore. And the common response might be, no problem, I'll split the bill for you. Let's move on to the second section of today's lesson, which is expressions that you may hear used by the staff in a restaurant. And the first one would be, good evening, do you have a reservation? Which means, buonasera, hai una prenotazione? And the common response that you might give would be, yes, under the name Smith. Or, no we don't. The second question you may hear from the staff in a restaurant is, how many people are in your party? And the equivalent in Italian would be, quante persone siete? And the common response in English might be, there are 4 of us. A very common question that you will hear in a restaurant is, are you ready to order? Siete pronti per ordinare? And the common response in English is, yes, I'd like, whatever that is. Or could we have a few more minutes, please? And then, can I take your order? Posso prendere la vostra ordinazione? And the common response in English might be, yes, I'll have the salmon, please. The next question is about water, and it would be, would you like still or sparkling water? Preferisce acqua naturale o frizzante? And the common response might be, still water please, or sparkling thank you. A very common question about steak would be, how would you like your steak cooked? Come vuole la bistecca? And a common answer would be, medium rare please. Very commonly, later on in the meal, the waiter might approach your table and say, is everything all right with your meal? Which means, va tutto bene con il pasto? And the common answer is, yes, it's delicious, thank you. And another question that the waiter or waitress might ask would be, can I get you anything else? Posso portare qualcos'altro? And a common response might be, no thank you, or yes, could we have dessert menus, please? Unfortunately, it's quite common that in a restaurant, a waiter or a waitress might say, I'm afraid that dish is no longer available. Purtroppo quel piatto non è più disponibile. And then you might say, no problem, I'll have the risotto then. And the final expression that you may need to know to understand what the waiter or waitress is saying to you is, I'll be right with you. Arrivo subito. And you might say, thank you, no rush, grazie, non c'è fretta. So try to memorize some of these phrases so that you're prepared when the next time that you go to a restaurant and they don't speak your language and you need to use English. As I mentioned earlier, don't forget to download the worksheet and you can use it to help you memorize some of the expressions. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.